Good day, everyone. So, we are now in the criminal proceedings. So, this is only the continuation of our lesson about the court pillar or the third pillar of the Philippine criminal justice system. So, na-discuss ko na rin to last time, but I would like to repeat this now to make you really understand about the criminal proceedings. Okay? So, during the hearing, what could be the stages, or during the criminal proceeding, what are the main stages or parts, right? So, number one is what? Arraignment. So, pag-usapan na natin to, di ba, yung arraignment. So, when you say arraignment, is the reading of the criminal complaint or information to the defendant by the judge or clerk of court and the delivering to him a copy thereof, including a list of witnesses, and asking him whether he pleads or not guilty as charged. So, lagi magkasama yung tinatawag natin na arraignment and plea. During the arraignment, no, the prosecutor and the complainant or witnesses must be here during the arraignment, and same as the defendant and the lawyer of the defendant or the accused. Okay? So, in this part, okay, so dito, nagkakaroon or binabasa yung information or the complaint or affirmations to the defendant. Okay? So, na-discuss ko na nito, marami na kayong idea regarding the arraignment. Diba? So, dito natin lagi naririnig yung binabasa yung information ng defendant or the accused, di ba? People of the Philippines, so which is the plaintiff versus Juan de la Cruz, for example, or the accused, right? So that is the arraignment, di ba? Plea, ano ba ang plea? Is the response of the accused when asked whether he is guilty or not guilty of offense charge. So dito, ang isang akusado ay tinatanong kung guilty or not guilty ba siya, or in Tagalog, o para mas maintindihan nyo, during the arraignment, okay? So, nagkakaroon ng plea. Okay? Tinatanong dito ng judge, no, kung guilty ba siya or not guilty, or aamin ba siya o hindi aamin. Pero madalas, no, kapag during the arraignment, no, ang plea ng akusado ay not guilty. Siguro mga 95%, no, not guilty o hindi umaamin yung ating akusado most of the time. Okay? So, that is the plea. Right? So, sana what I mean is to, or I hope you understand, no, our topic. Okay? So, na-discuss ko na naman yung arraignment and the plea. Okay? So, during the pre-trial, after the arraignment, okay, so after basahan ng information yung ating akusado, so nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na pre-trial. Okay? So, pre-trial sa Tagalog, bago yung trial o bago magsimula yung trial. Okay? So, that again, that is pre-trial. So, ano ba to? A conference called by the judge that requires the presence of both the prosecutions and the accused before the beginning of trial. So, ibig sabihin, so it is mandatory in all criminal cases, of course. No, kasi this is a part of the criminal proceedings, right? So, but anyway, sa pre-trial, iba, the plaintiff and the defendant must be here during the pre-trial. Doon sa arraignment class, kahit wala yung akusado, okay lang yon. Okay? Okay lang yon. Pero may mga judge kasi, this is the reality, I just want to give you idea, no, during the court or the criminal proceeding. Okay? So, sa arraignment, pwedeng wala, pero depende sa judge, no? So, minsan, kapag minsan gusto ni judge during the arraignment, nandun na yung akusado. Pag di dumating, alam mo na, warrant, di ba? Warrant of arrest, okay? So, sa pre-trial, required ba ang akusado o required na ang akusado? Okay? Na dumalo during pre-trial. No? Pag hindi dumating, so, automatic, warrant of arrest na naman yan. Pero, pag nandito ang akusado during the pre-trial, ano yung mga possible na pwedeng or what kind of procedure, no, can be happen during the pre-trial. Alright? So, dito, pwedeng magkaroon ng tinatawag na mediation. No? So, dito, ang judge, binabanggit, bago tayo pumunta sa trial, or bago magsimula yung trial, so, pwede ba magkaroon muna kayo ng, or mag-usap kayo, gusto nyo magkasundo muna kayo. No? So, pwede kayo pumasok sa court annex mediation, no? What is this? It's a voluntary process conducted under the auspices of the court by referring the parties to the Philippine Mediation Center or the PMC unit for the settlement of their dispute, assisted by a mediator accredited by the Supreme Court. Okay? So, dito, class, during the pre-trial, pwede kayo i-refer nung presiding judge or yung isang akusado at yung complainant, no, na magkaroon na lang ng pagkakasundo. Hindi na lang ituloy yung kaso, di ba? Okay, pero pag hindi nagkasundo, ano pwedeng mangyari during the pre-trial? So, nagkakaroon ng plea bargaining. Ano ba yung plea bargaining, no? So, the plea bargaining is the process whereby the accused, the offended party, and the prosecution work out a mutually satisfaction disposition of the case subject to court approval. So, that is what, no, the plea bargaining. Ngayon, ano ba ang plea bargaining? Diba? Nabanggit ko na kanina, na-define na natin. So, ito yung during the pre-trial, sabi ni judge, pwede kayo mag-usap. No, mag-usap yung prosecutor, pati yung defendant lawyer. Alright? So, syempre, dalawang lawyer mag-uusap dyan, diba? So, pag-uusapan, no? Sabihin ng defendant lawyer, ganito na lang. Aamin yung kliyente ko, aamin yung akusado, pero papababain mo yung kaso. Diba? So, instead na let's say, instead na murder, pwede bang homicide na lang? Diba? So, that is what? A plea bargaining, no? So, may pag-amin sa part, no? Pero kailangan, pababain na lang yung yung tag dito, yung kaso, di ba? So, stipulation of facts, no? So, dito, yung mga ebidensya, no? Yung mga importanteng ebidensya, yung mga facts, no? Ay dapat ipresenta during the pre-trial. So, ipipresenta na ng prosecutor, no? Yung mga ebidensya. Remember, class, ang unang-unang nagbibigay ng or nagpepresenta ng ebidensya ay ang prosecutor kasi nasa kanila yung tinatawag na burden of proof. Okay? So, and of course, the defendant or the accused, no, must have also evidence, no? Okay? So, kailangan ipresenta rin yan ng or it must be presented, no, by the accused or the defendant before the court, right? Or the judge, right? So, yun yung tinatawag na stipulation of facts. Siyempre, yung mga mahalaga lang, di ba? Yung mga walang kwenta, hindi mo naman dapat ilagay lahat yan. So, ngayon, marking for identification of evidence of the parties, di ba? So, waiver of the objections to admissibility of evidence. So, dito, class, ang tanong ba dito? Nagkakaroon na ba ng trial, no? Nagkakaroon na ba ng examination dito? Let's say, examination. So, wala pa. So, dito, during the pre-trial, pinipresenta lang yung mga ebidensya. Kailangan ilatag. Ilatag yung mga ebidensya at yung mga witness or witnesses. Okay? So, doon sa part ng prosecutor. Then naman sa part ng defendant or the defendant, no? Okay? O sa part ng isang akusado, ganun din, no? Ipipresenta nila yung mga mahalagang ebidensya. Okay? At yung mga yung mga witnesses. Alright? So, tanong dito. Sir, during the pre-trial, nagkakaroon na ba ng tanungan, no, ng mga lawyers, no? So, wala pa po. Okay, dito, ipipresenta pa lang. No, ulitin natin, ipipresenta pa lang kung sino ang complainant, kung anong ebidensya, no, kung at sino yung mga witnesses, di ba? So, same as the accused, to, so, or dun sa defendant, sa part ng defendant, okay? So, kailangan nandun yung lawyer, yung akusado, okay, yung ebidensya, at yung mga witnesses, okay? So, during the pre-trial, no, so nagkakaroon ng notifications of the order of trial if the accused admits the charge but interposes a lawful defense, di ba? So, pwede dito, no, na umamin na lang. Sabi ko nga, no, umamin yung akusado. Okay? So, pwede rin, no, yung umamin na rin yung complainant na mali yung kanyang akusado. Pwede. So, during the pre-trial. Okay? So, next. Tapos na tayo sa plea bargaining. After the pre-trial, of course, trial na. Okay? So, after the pre-trial, mag-schedule si judge. No? Mag-schedule si judge kung kailan yung magiging trial. Diba? Okay? So, hindi naman pwede diretso pagka pre-trial, diretso na kagad na trial. Yung arraignment. No, yung arraignment, diretso sa pre-trial, pwede. Diba? Pero kung pre-trial, tapos diretso sa arraignment, I don't think na pwede mangyari. No? Okay, so napakalabo. But, kung nangyari, so, it's okay. Pero for me, no, nag-schedule talaga si judge, no, na magkaroon ng trial. So ngayon, ano bang trial? Trial is the examination before a competent tribunal. Ibig sabihin, nagkakaroon ng examination sa harap ng judge, no, or competent tribunal. Okay? So, ulitin natin, nagkakaroon ng examination like the direct examination and the cross-examination. Diba? So, according to the laws of the land of the facts, but in issue in case for the purpose of determining such issue, it is the period for the introductions of the evidence by both parties. Dito kasi, class, nagkakaroon dito ng tinatawag na direct trial and the direct trial and the cross-examination. Kaya nga, trial is the examination of the competent tribunal. So, yung direct examination, for example, this is the examination conducted by the prosecutor, no, to the witness or to the complainant, let's say, no, to the complainant and its witnesses, di ba? So, yun po yung trial. So, kunwari, ako ang prosecutor, tatanungin kita, ikaw yung complainant, even though magkakampi tayo, but of course, I have to ask you some questions regarding to the evidence, no, na nilatag natin. Okay? So, ngayon, during the trial, nagkakaroon din na tinatawag na cross-examination. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Tandaan nyo, ang laging nagpipresenta ng ebidensya, unang nagpipresenta ng ebidensya ay ang prosecutor or the complainant. Diba? Sila yon. Kasi nasa kanila yung tinatawag na burden of proof. Ngayon, after that, that is the direct examination. After that, nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na cross-examination. Okay? So, this is the examination conducted by the defendant lawyer. Okay? To the complainant. Alright? So, kumbaga, si defendant lawyer, siya naman yung magtatanong dun sa complainant. Okay? So, that is what you call the cross-examination. So, that's happened, okay, during the trial. Alright? So, order of trial, the prosecution shall present evidence to prove the charge. This is sabi ko sa inyo, di ba? So, during the trial, so kailangan, ang ebidensya, no, ay ipakita at ma-prove, no, na talagang ang itong akusado na to ay nakagawa ng isang krimen or he or she committed a crime, di ba? So, through evidence na presented by the prosecutor before the court, di ba? So, the accused may present evidence to prove his defense. Sabi ko nga sa iyo, no, pwede ang akusado, pwede naman yan na mag, na tinatawag na, pwede magpresenta ng ebidensya. Siyempre, karapatan na yun. 'Di ba? Hindi pwedeng walang ebidensya. Kung hindi pwedeng hindi sila bigyan ng ebidensya, wala nang korte dapat. Kumampi na siya dun sa ano, sa sa complainant, 'di ba? So dapat kailangan ipresenta. And remember, class, do you remember no yung natakil nating topic, no, yung presumption of innocence, no? Okay, na dapat ang isang akusado o ang korte, ang tingin sa isang akusado ay inosente, or the court must presume that the accused, no, is still innocent until proven guilty, 'di ba? So dapat inosente ang tingin natin, no? Kung ako ang husgado, dapat ang tingin ko sa akusado ay inosente. Bakit? No, kasi mahirap mapagbintangan. No, minsan tayo na pagbibintangan tayo na hindi naman natin ginawa. So that's why dapat ang tingin natin sa isang akusado ay inosente pa rin. No, kaya wag tayo maniniwala, no, sa mga chismis. Alam mo ba kung sino nagnakaw? Si ganito. 'Di ba? So, anong proof mo para masabihin mo na siya ang nagnakaw? So that's why kapag tayo nagbibintang tayo ng tao, dapat meron tayong proof, 'di ba? So dapat meron tayong patunay, meron tayong ebidensya na nagpapatunay na itong tao na 'to ay nagnakaw talaga. 'Di ba? So, mahirap paniwalaan ang isang tao na walang pruweba, no, sa kanyang issue. Okay, sa issue na binabato niya doon sa tao, 'di ba? Okay? Kaya nga sabi madaling magbintang, pero mahirap patunayan. 'Di ba? So sa social media ganoon din eh. No, katulad niyan yung Pilimon Files. 'Di ba? Doon mabilis magbintang eh. 'Di ba? Mabilis kumbaga parang diyan na-judge ka na kagad eh. Pero hindi naman napapatunayan. 'Di ba? So siguro may mga nagpapatunay ng mga witness, pero pwedeng galit lang doon sa professor dahil mahigpit, 'di ba? So may mga ganong instances eh, 'di ba? May mga loko-loko talaga estudyante, no, dahil nga sa pagpapalaki sa kanila ng magulang nila. Alright? So but anyway, next is the prosecution and defense may present rebuttal and surrebuttal evidence unless the court permits them to present additional evidence, no? So sabi ko nga, 'di ba? Nagkakaroon ng dito, sagutan. No, nagkakaroon ng sagutan, merong nagkakaroon ng sagutan, no? Okay? Sabi ko, meron nga tayong direct examination and cross-examination. During the direct examination, so pwede ba sumagot yung defendant? No, siguro pwede rin naman, no? And during the cross-examination, pwede bang sumagot yung prosecutor? Of course, pwede naman, no? Kaya nga may mga nag-o-object, no? Kaya nga nandito yung tinatawag na rebuttal and surrebuttal evidence, no? So, number 4, upon admission of evidence, the case is deemed submitted for decisions unless the courts direct them to argue orally or to submit written memoranda. Alright, so next, judgment. So, after the trial, syempre, meron tayo tinatawag na judgment, no? Okay, so what is judgment? The adjudication by the court that the accused is guilty or not guilty of the offense charged and the impositions of the proper penalty in civil liability. Siyempre, si judge lang naman nagsasabi na guilty or not guilty ang isang akusado. So, of course, that is a judgment. No? So, madali lang naman intindihin, di ba? Okay? So, ang korte, no, siya ang magsasabi, no, kung guilty or not guilty. Siyempre, magbabase yan sa mga ebidensya na inilatag ng both parties, no, and also the witnesses, 'di ba? So ang judgment ay magagaling yan sa korte. Magagaling ba sa taong bayan ng judgment? Hindi, no? Magagaling yan sa korte or do sa presiding judge. So judgment defined, do not forget this definition, is the decisions or sentence of the given by court as the result of the proceeding instituted therein. 'Di ba? So, ibig sabihin, ito yung resulta ng criminal proceeding. na ginawa during the trial. Diba? So, of course, that is the decision or the sentence of the judge. Okay? So, next. A judgment become final. Paano daw nagiging final ang isang judgment? So, when the period for perfecting appeal has lapsed. Ibig sabihin, or lapse, ibig sabihin, di ba, nagkaroon na ng judgment. Di ba? So, yung akusado, hindi niya nagustuhan yung decision ng korte. So, can this accused appeal to the Court of Appeal? Yes, di ba? So, pwede. Tapos, ang husgado, binibigyan lang siya ng 15 days. Or let's say, nasa RTC yung kaso, di ba? Kasi murder yan eh. Ang may jurisdiction kapag murder, di ba? RTC yan. Baka makalimutan nyo, ha? Okay? No, kapag ang punishable dun sa crime or the imprisonment, of the crime committed is 6 years and 1 day and over, di ba? Sino bang may jurisdiction diyan? The Regional Trial Court or the RTC. So that's why ano ang appellate court after the RTC? Siyempre, the Court of Appeal, di ba? So napag-aralan na natin 'to, ha. So ngayon, sabi dito, pwede ba mag-appeal? Pwede, no? Pero binibigyan lang yan ng 15 days. Okay? So, 15 days, okay, within 15 days, kailangan makapag-file na ng appeal, no? Yung ating akusado sa Court of Appeal. Alright? Pero pag hindi na nag-apila yung ating akusado o yung akusado, so, nagkakaroon na ng final judgment. Okay? So, number 2, when the sentence is partially or totally satisfied or served. Okay. Okay na daw yan. When the accused expressly waives the wilting his right to appeal. So, okay. So, wala na. No, ayaw na talagang mag-apila. When the accused applies for probation, yan na. Pag nag-apply na siya ng probation, okay na yan. Final na yan. Pero, ang probation class, okay, nagagrant lang to doon sa akusado na first time pa lang na mabigyan ng final judgment. Second, if the crime committed, and it's punishable, or its punishment and the imprisonment is less than 6 years or not exceeding 6 years. So, doon lang nagkakaroon ng grant ng probation. Pero, tandaan nyo, kung yan naman ay 6 years pataas, hindi ka para mag-grant ng probation. I'm so sorry. Okay? Bakit? Kasi kailangan 6 years pa, not exceeding 6 years, no? Yung imprisonment. Okay? So, syempre, wala na, pag RTC ang may hawak o mayroong jurisdiction, so, walang probation. So, X to. Ito lang yung susundin natin, yung tatlo. Alright? So, next, after that, punta na tayo sa appeal. Diba? So, kunwari, nag-appeal yung akusado, ano pa ang appeal? Okay? So, the elevation by aggravated party of any decision, order, or award of a lower body to a higher body by means of documents which includes assignments of errors, memorandum of agreements, support thereof, and with the reliefs for 4. So, sabi ko nga, an appeal must be within 15 days. Sinabi ko na yan, from promulgations of judgment, the period of perfecting an appeal. Ulitin natin, no? So, kung yung agrabyadong party, no, sabi nga, lalo na yung akusado, hindi kumbisido dun sa desisyon ng korte, so pwedeng mag-appeal. Okay? To the higher body. Okay? Next. Yung akusado lang So, sabi, yung akusado lang Okay? So, next. Extintions of criminal liability. Kailan ba nawawala ang criminal liability? Sabi dito. Okay? So, medyo nakakatawa to kasi, syempre, no? But anyway, ano ba to? Yung extinction of criminal liability. Syempre, kapag patay na yung or death of the convict, di ba? Wala criminal liability, patay na Service of sentence, mawala ng criminal liability kapag na-serve na yung sentence. Amnesty. No, ano ba tong amnesty na to? Okay, ito yung pagpapalaya, no? Okay? Na ginagrant ng presidente. Okay? So, this amnesty can be only granted by the president. Okay? To the politician, no? To the public officials, and to the rebel. Okay? Or member of the insurgency. Now, who have case, okay? Of course, who have, dito, case, no? Okay, filed before the court. Diba? So, big sabihin, ang amnesty kasi, class, ang nagagrant nito, ang presidente. O, kunwari, si Mayor, may kaso, okay, sa Sandigang Bayan. So, pwedeng bigyan ng amnestiya ng presidente. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng before the trial, before the trial, during the trial, okay, pwedeng mag-grant ng amnesty ang presidente doon sa isang akusado, katulad ni Mayor. Ibig sabihin, makakalaya si Mayor pag binigyan ng amnestiya ng presidente. Okay? So, ano naman yung absolute pardon? Okay? It is tag dito. Okay? So, ito yung pagpapalaya din, no? Dun sa isang akusado. Okay? Yung absolute pardon. Ito naman, kahit sa mga lahat to pwede, no? Presidente, no? Ano pa? Kahit sinong mga mamamayan, pwedeng mag-grant ng pardon or absolute pardon. Dalawa yan absolute pardon and conditional pardon. Absolute pardon, walang condition. Papalayain ka ng presidente na walang condition. Absolute pardon, merong condition. Okay, like yung ginawa ni Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. 'Di ba? So yung na-impeach si President Erap, no, o former President Ejercito Estrada, o si Erap, 'di ba? So na-impeach yan nakulong, 'di ba? Okay? So si Gloria Macapagal at former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, ano yan naging presidente, 'di ba? So ang nag-grant ng pardon kay former President Joseph Ejercito Estrada ay sino? Si Gloria. Pero may condition. It is not absolute. Anong condition? Huwag ka tatakbo bilang presidente. Yun lang yun. Yun lang, no? So, yun lang yung pinaka-condition ni Gloria sa kanya. Pero, still, that's absolute pa rin naman, no? Okay. So, next. Prescription of crime. Ano ba yung prescription of crime, no? Okay. Paano ba daw mawala yung criminal liability? Sabi nga daw dito, or extinction of the criminal liability. Okay? Kapag prescription of crime. Ano ba yung prescription of crime? Diba? So, a prescription of crime is the forfeiture or loss of the right of the state to prosecute the offender after the lapse of a certain time fixed by law. No, katulad nito, prescription of crimes. Crimes punishable by death. Okay? Teka lang, ibayin natin to. Medyo, baka malito kayo eh. Okay, may buburahin lang ako. Okay, so balikan natin, no? Prescription of crimes, crimes punishable by death. For example, crimes punishable by death, reclusion perpetua, reclusion temporal, shall prescriptive in 20 years, no? So, like murder, rape, no? So, ito yung mga heinous crime, di ba? Okay, ito yung mga reclusion perpetua na kaso or reclusion perpetual na crime, di ba? So, murder, of course, yung duration of penalty niyan is 20 years and 1 day to 40 years. Okay? So, alright. Okay? So, ano ba itong prescription of crimes? Kunwari, rape. Diba? For example, si rape. Yung pangalan nung victim ay si Catherine Bernardo. Okay? Catherine Bernardo is the victim, no, of rape. Okay? So, sino ang akusado? Si Daniel Padilla. Si Daniel Padilla, siya yung akusado. Siya yung ng rape. Sabi ni Catherine Bernardo, ayaw niya magsampa ng kaso. Hinayaan niya na lang kasi nga, mahirap lang sila, no? Walang pangkaso. Okay? Baka magalit yung mga magulang. So, that's why, si Catherine Bernardo, hindi niya na pinansin. Kumbaga, hinayaan niya na lang, di na lang siya lumapit kay Daniel Padilla. Okay? So, hinayaan niya na lang yung pangre-rape ni Daniel Padilla. Pero, after 10 years, naalala niya pa rin yung mga pangyayari. Umabot ng 15 years, no? Naalala niya pa rin yung pangyayari. Ang tanong, doon ba sa 15 years na yun, pwede pa rin ba siya magkaso? Pwede pa rin ba kasuhan ni Catherine Bernardo si Daniel Padilla? Opo, pwede pa. Kasi, ang duration or the prescription of crimes or prescription of crime is what? Pagdating sa reclusion perpetua, no, like murder or rape, no? Or rape, pag-usapan natin yung rape, di ba? Shall prescribe in 20 years, no? So itong mga murder and rape, like yung rape, no, ang prescription of crime is 20 years. Di ba? Eh paano pag naglaps na yung 20 years? Pwede pa bang makasuhan ng criminal liability si Daniel Padilla? Hindi na po. Kasi hanggang 20 years lang yan. Diba? Pero, kung 19 years na, naalala niya pa rin, no, ni Catherine Bernardo, sabi ni Catherine Bernardo, walang ya, pag nakikita ko sa TV to si Daniel Padilla, naaalala ko pa rin yung panggagahasa sa akin ito eh. No, yung pangre-rape sa akin ito. Diba? So, ngayon, ang ginawa niya, nagsampa siya ng kaso or nag-complain siya, no, sa prosecution para sampahan ng kaso sino? Si Daniel Padilla. 'Di ba? So pero sabi nga nawawala yung criminal liability kapag naglaps na yung prescription of crime. 'Di ba? So ngayon ito may mga dito basahin niyo na lang yung class pero at least may idea na kayo kung ano yung prescription of crime. So next is the prescription of penalty. Ano ba yung prescription of penalty? Is the loss or forfeiture of the right of the government to execute the final sentence of the lapse of certain time fixed by law. Ito yung nakakabisit no? Kinasuhan mo ng rape yung tao na yun, pero nagkaroon ng prescription of penalty. Binigyan ng conditional pardon ng presidente. Commutation of sentence. No, mabait. no? Or let's say, mabait sa loob ng kulungan, good conduct, time allowance during the confinement, parole, and probation. Pero pag rape, malabo na yung probation dyan. Okay, so pwede ng parole or mabigyan ng good conduct, time allowance, no? Or mapababa pa yung sentensya niya dahil mabait siya eh, sa loob ng kulungan. Pwede si Daniel Padilla ay mabait naman, no? Kunwari lang baka panayin nyo ko. Baka may mga ano dito Baka may mga Katniel fans dito Okay, so kunwari lang to So ngayon, let's say, Daniel Padilla, mabait naman sa kulungan, di ba? So, dahil nga mabait sa kulungan si Daniel Padilla, so nabigyan ng good conduct, time allowance, or the GCTA. Okay? So, napapababa yung sentensya. Okay? So, next, no, ano pa? So, syempre, nawawala yung criminal liability pa. Marriage of the offended women in good faith. Okay. So, next. Courtroom work group. Okay? So, siguro, basahin nyo na lang to, yung mga courtroom work group. Okay? So, nandyan yung court administrator, court clerks, okay? Bailiffs, court reporters, coroners. Basahin nyo lang yan at gumawa kayo ng mag-research kayo regarding on that. Okay? So, stages on court proceeding, criminal actions. Siyempre, ano ba yung mga criminal actions natin, no? Sorry. Yung criminal actions, no? Okay? So, siyempre, bago makapag-file ng kaso, ano ba yung mga procedure? Okay, bago makapagsampa ng kaso at madala sa korte yung kaso. Siyempre, kailangan ng police investigation. Okay? So, during that time, police investigation, siyempre, may pag-aaresto dyan, meron ding warrantless arrest, right of person under the custodial investigation. So, sabi nga, paano kung napatunayan ng police na meron talagang krimen na ginawa yung suspect? So, sino magsasampa ng complaint? Siyempre, ang complainant. Kasama dyan ang police, ang mga witnesses. Alright. So, after that, pag may complaint na, sinasampa ang complaint sa Office of the Prosecutor. So, nasa prosecution na tayo, di ba? So, sino nagkakandak ng preliminary investigation? Shortcut na to, Okay, syempre, si prosecutor. Alam na natin yan. So, after that, nagkaroon ng preliminary investigation and based to the evidence presented by the complainant, no? Okay, merong probable cause. Diba? Ibig sabihin, may posibilidad talaga na ginawa yung krimen nung suspect. Diba? At yung respondent o the suspect di naman nakapagbigay ng ebidensya. So that's why pwede magsampa ng kaso. Ang magsasampa ng kaso ang prosecutor. Tandaan nyo, ang nagsasampa ng kaso ang prosecutor o nagpa-file ng kaso or case or formal charges against the respondent or suspect is the prosecutor. Okay? Ano yung kailangan? Information. Diba? Para makapagsampa ng kaso. Saan si sasubmit? Sa korte. So, ngayon, magkakaroon na ng criminal action proper. So, kapag hindi umattend sa arraignment, trial, or pre-trial, okay? O trial, pwedeng bigyan ng warrant of arrest. Diba? Yung akusado. Arraignment, no? So, cannot be waived yan. Sabihin, talaga merong arraignment. Okay? Pre-trial, expedite disposition of trial. Alam na natin yan. Trial and judgment. Okay. So, that's all. Thank you. Good luck. God bless to all of you.